And so you from St. Louis?
Hold on,
Me?
We hot, y'all. We hot.
I live in LA now.
What's up, my peopleization? It's the man with the master plan, King Shabazz, and we back at it again, man. RTK Podcast, Real Talk with KINGZ. Mello, how you feeling today, my brother?
Man, I'm feeling good. Blessed to be here. I'm glad we got a great guest. I think we got a lot of jewels to drop.
Most definitely. T9 fell up out of here. But hold on, what T9 is? Okay, T9. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Let's be here.
Most definitely, man. We got a very, very special guest in the building today, man. This brother right here, man. I'm you know what I'm saying? I man, excited to have him in the Empire today, man. This guest we have here, man, he's very vital guest in the Empire today. This brother is a journalist, Emmy nominated, a revolutionary, community activist, financial expert, owns numerous properties throughout LA, a trainer, ran for city council, 100% independent, truly a silent hero, a pillar in the community. Dude can live 10 lifetimes in one. You know what I'm saying? Please, without further ado, please welcome the King, Fredrick Hawthorne.
I appreciate that.
How you doing today,
brother? I appreciate you having me on, man. I done forgot half the stuff you mentioned, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you having me on here.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, man. How you feeling today? How's life treating you?
Oh, everything is good, man. Everything is good, man. The kids are napping, so I put them to sleep right about this time, so we can go on and campaign the champagne for how long we need to. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it, man. So tell us about the origins of Fredrick Hawthorne.
I mean, really simple, man. Extremely humble beginnings. Mom and dad on crack, abusive relationship. You know what I mean? Started in Harlem, New York. When I was 8, moved to California. Had no idea what I was doing, where I was doing. Picked up basketball, was good, great at that. Got me into college. Cheated my way through college. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being dead ass. Like, I'm open about it. Like, nigga, you want to, man. If I wasn't fucking, I was lying. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like really, that's like the truth of the matter. I never bought a book in college. 10% of my papers I did. You know what I mean? I just hustled my way through college, you know, and I graduated and I got laid off. I got laid off in 2007 as a school teacher, and I was the best teacher in the district. And I live by this mantra. I would never ever let you call me a nigga twice. You know, and I never looked back, never looked for my job. I just hustled out the trunk, man. No drugs and nothing like that, but I sold books, training, you know what I mean? I was a middleman in a lot of deals and shit, and then I ended up buying my first property, and then from a financial standpoint, the rest is history, you know, and but to get there, you know, is the work.
Yeah.
You know, to get there is definitely the work. But betting on myself was the ultimate, was the opening, was the trump card. No pun intended, but it was the ace of spades.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell us about that mindset you had when you said, for the listeners that may have went over their head, tell us about what you meant by I will never let you call me nigga twice. Explain it to the people.
Yeah, sure. I was the best teacher in the school district. Amari Hardwick was coming to my school once a week. He plays Ghost on Power. He was teaching the kids poetry. We did 4 marathons. We had raised over $25,000 for cancer. I was teaching special ed continuation high school. So my population was literally the worst kids in the school district before they go to YA or detention centers. That was my job. I was the last stop. And I did a phenomenal job with them. Phenomenal. Sometimes I would just be amazed at myself sometimes, you know what I mean? Because it's hard in LA to deal with Mexican gangsters. Get what I'm saying? And I did good with them, you know? And I got a letter one day, and it says, "Oh, you will not be coming back." And I said, "Oh, shit." You know? And I never really flinched, but that's when I knew that in order for me to be who I am, I had to have my own. Right. You know, because no matter how successful I was I was still pulling my car into what somebody else owned, or that being the school district. So I said, you know what? It's never happening again. Never ever happening again. And albeit I didn't have the finances then. I just linked on relationships. You know, I got certified as a trainer, and then I was a good athlete in college, so I knew all the NBA players that was coming out of LA, from Baron Davis to Russell Westbrook, James Harden, all them guys, Brandon Jennings, and so I just linked on me working with them, knowing them as I was just being in LA, and I just linked on them, and I just went through my connect base. One client turned into two, and two turned into five, and then
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I did it. And but I won't let no one fool me twice. You know, what's the quote? Shame on you the first time, shame on me the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't allow that to happen to me, because if I do, it's my fault. Because ultimately, I'm the only one that's going to be in that casket. No one else is going to be in that casket with me, right?
Right.
No matter how many kids I have, um, no matter Dre. Uh, we've been down since 1997. Just a great relationship. And but when I lay in that casket, all my accolades and everything that I've accomplished goes not in there with me, but it doesn't like manifest itself outside of myself per se. When you're looking at it from I from a like from an individual perspective, you know, and I just, everything I do now is it's like, I don't give a damn if you say yes or you say no. It's getting done because I believe in me. You get what I'm saying? And it's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You know. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to ask you. You pretty much answered my question. You know, my next question. What inspired you to become independent? But why do you feel that some people are content with being dependent on an employer?
comfortability and compliments. Like, so, if if I say if I say to you and you have a Nike emblem on your thing, I say, "Oh, you work at Nike."
Right.
Yeah, I work at Nike. That's a compliment, right?
Right.
Comfortability. You make $60,000 a year and you're able to save $700 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're comfortable. You know what I mean? You get one vacation a year. You're allowed to um, get 10 days off, and so to speak. So I think those plays a huge part. And when you look at the other side of the coin, whew, if you don't get your ass up, it's like you're gonna starve. You're gonna starve to death. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I literally have to create my own reality every day, in a sense. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody that has a boss per se, their life is predestined and or basically determined, because you're going to work till you're 65. You're going to die at 78, 79, and you're going to live off a fixed income your entire life. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a joy in reaching your personal apex. Like so many people are happy. There's a lot of people that are happy. There's a lot of people that are content. There's a lot of people that smile. But when you reach the apex of your joy, it's a feeling that literally can change the world. Like it literally can like impact like generations upon generations upon generations.
Yeah.
And uh, I I I think like that's the major key, as DJ Khaled would say.
Yeah. I agree with you. But T9, y'all go ahead, shoot away, man. Shoot away, man.
Yeah, I got a question. I know we were talking about this before the show happened, but you said when you was in college, you spent most of your money on like jewelry and stuff like that and whatnot.
Yeah.
So why do you think majority of the generation fall into that loophole? I always want to be fresh, rather than sacrificing now and saving your finances for something bigger and more profitable.
I think it is generational. However, we have to look at the circumstances of which we come from. These kids in 2000 is the first generation of black wealth. You understand what I'm saying? So everyone living today, everyone is a descendant of the civil rights movement, slavery, and so not that history didn't start, but I'm just going to stop there to shorten the conversation, shorten this point. We all want what what is projected as wealth, right? And I think this generation moving forward in 2020 will have a lot of the keys to generate generational wealth and not be fascinated by the trinkets that come with the wealth. So I think that when we when we see things, the perception comes before the reality, because the perception is, I think, easier to obtain. The perception of being rich is easy because it only costs $500 at the Gucci store. You know what I mean? It only costs $1,200 to get some cut up diamonds to put in your watch. So but to save $20,000 and to live below your means for 8 years on one job, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to take $300 on Friday night and go get some pussy and go to the strip club and you get drunk with your friends. That's easy to do on Friday and Saturday. I mean, that's so easy.
Right.
But it's hard to say, you know what? Hey, T9, Malik, we gonna save $300 for the next 8 years. I want to see you do that. That's and Romello. That's the hard part. You got to do the work. And I think that's the separation, because the civil rights movement, there was a lot of inclusiveness, not exclusiveness, in the civil rights movement, meaning that we lobbied to get on their buses, we lobbied to vote with them, we lobbied to share the same faucets, the same schools. When in actuality, I think it should have been the exclusivity, like meaning that we'll just create our own existence here, And I think that would have been more beneficial long term, but the short term solution was much more satisfying and gratifying, and that's the inclusiveness.
Yeah, and that's the thing we have, man. And I've been seeing it my entire life. Us as black people, because don't get me wrong, it's within our nature. We go back to the Egyptian time, wearing jewelry and different golds and being fashionable and having style. It goes back thousands of years. Rocking alligator shoes, things of that nature. But you see these people like with true wealth and true money nowadays. They actually had it back then. Our African ancestors had it back then. We had it back then, but now we're so busy and focused on going broke, trying to look rich, where you have these wealthy people like your Warren Buffetts, your Bill Gates, Elon Musk. These cats' whole outfit will be probably a total of $50, but can buy a Gucci, buy the entire Gucci company, Louis Vuitton, Burberry, and all these other Versace's, all these other name brand designer clothes and stuff like that, and still have plenty of money to do whatever they want in the world. Whereas we, as black people, we want to give that perception, that look rich, but have a poor man mentality, where they have they like Nipsey, like you said, man, Nipsey Hussle, all money in, no money out. We are too busy taking money out and not having enough money coming in. So, like you said this generation is the 2000 generation is the new black wealth. What can we do to make us really making wealthy moves instead of trying to look wealthy? What do you think we can do to make that popular in a social norm and make it taboo? Making the term taboo, fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? Make that taboo and no longer a thing within our community.
I think one of the ways we can do it to accelerate the process is group economics. We do it on the basketball court, we do it on the football field, we do it on a 4x1 relay team.
Mm-hmm.
We do it in politics. Everybody vote Democrat, everybody vote Republican. Group economics. The three of y'all, if y'all put in $100 a month for the next 6 months, your set gonna look extraordinarily different. You're gonna have money for campaigns. You're gonna be able to do some marketing. You understand what I'm saying? And then y'all three take that to a store. right? And then you have a private, whatever it is. I'm just using this as an example. And then you go buy the mall. Now you own the mall instead of just the store. So it just expands. So that the same discipline it takes to save $100 a month, same discipline it takes to have $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? And group economics starts with personal accountability. And I think that you just get tired of motherfucking every time you walk out your door, there's a motherfucking obstacle course. Like, you get tired of that shit. Like, man, you get tired of, man, you just get, you know how your grandparents say, I'm just tired, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just want to just live free. And then you just discard yourself of all this, like, taboos and shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when your girl take her bra off. Like, I just feel free to the motherfucker. You know, like, you just there's a point in your life where you just want to be free, you know, and I think, like, if we can get to that place sooner, you know, and it starts with, like, us teaching and sharing and meeting people where they're at, you know, it's one of the larger problems with, just to add the last answer to this answer, is people who wear the trinkets and drive the beautiful cars, they don't meet people where they're at. Like, so what I mean is, they'll show you, oh yeah, see this car, see this beautiful woman, you see these beautiful diamonds, you see what I got, but they won't give you the game,
man.
You know, and I think, like, that's not just a black thing; it's a poverty thing. You know, I think, like, the poor minds, guess what, produce poor results. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that once we start sharing, meet people where they are, don't fear, personal accountability, and group economics, man. Group economics is a huge factor. You know what I mean? Between, just think of just about what a man and woman can build. You know, and then you multiply that by 3 couples, like, or 4. It's 4 of us on it. Just imagine 4 of us. You understand what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you got 1 plant. You know, 2 years later, you got a garden. You know, and that's just that's it's so simple. It's so simple. But goddamn, them fucking nachos at 6 o'clock, and you know what I mean, going to see Teresa because she's the bartender and she got a fat ass. You know what I mean? Or you going down to Miami for the Super Bowl? That shit is tantalizing.
Yeah.
It is. It's tantalizing. You know, and it's the discipline of it. The discipline of it. And having a group of accountability is just, it's priceless, man.
Yes, definitely.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
So on your journey to acquire financial freedom, like, what was the biggest struggle you had to face, and, like, how did you overcome that to get where you need?
Well, I met Dre in 1997, right? And she, I'm gonna tell y'all the true story. I don't mind being vulnerable and honest. So, 1990. I went to college in 1995. I met Dre in 1997, and I never understood what success was ever in my life. Like, I mean, we talk about the shit, you know, nigga, yeah, but to really be tangible, besides scoring 2 points at a time, I never really understood that. Never ever in my life really understood that. And I remember I graduated, right? I graduated in 2000. She was 2 years behind me, and she said she wanted to be a doctor, and I'm like, "Fuck you mean? Like, you want to be a doctor? Yeah. How about you just be a school teacher with me? We'd be the 2 best teachers in the school, and we'll just live happily ever after and shit, right?" And it didn't work out that way, you know what I mean? And when she went to med school, and her bills were $1,500 a month. My car note was, shit, it went from $400 to $900 when I got the 745i. Student loans, you know, medical, but it was coming out of my teacher check. But just think, I was making $4,000 as a teacher but my overhead was like $6,000 or $7,000.
Mm.
I think that was the toughest moment of my life because I was like, why you go to med school? You just be a school teacher and we'll just make it pop. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then I think that was a tough moment. Like, but I didn't know it was hard though. Like, funniest shit ever is I didn't know it was hard until like a day like today. I look back on it. You get what I'm saying? I just think like it was just something I had to do. Like it was just something I had to get it done. So I started training. I wrote a couple books and they did okay. But you know, and then she graduated, and then I had a cash business, so I was able to move like I had cash. And then when she started getting her checks, and then it worked out exceptionally well. And then you know it you get a doctor's salary with a hustler. It just causes for combustion. So yeah, so that's the reality of it. But I was homeless my first 2 years after I graduated from college.
Mm.
And when I found out I was homeless, you want to know the day I found out I was homeless?
When was that?
I was at Roscoe's. Y'all know where Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is?
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. Yeah, you hear about it all the time.
It's an LA thing. It's an LA thing. And I'm sitting at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles the Saturday Manny Pacquiao fought Jeff Horn.
Okay.
And I'm with my best friend, ride or die. Like if he's the dude. If he tells my secrets, I would have to kill him. Right? That's how like tight we are. Right?
Right.
And I said, Nyron, you know the funniest shit ever was? I was homeless my first 2 years. But I didn't know I was homeless because I was sleeping on his couch.
Mm.
I had no idea I was homeless. I said, we laughed for 20 minutes, dog. Like, so I really never knew I was struggling or had it hard because my life has always been hard. So I was like, shit, this one less thing I got to worry about. You know what I mean? I ain't got to pay rent. I can sleep in my car. And I never knew it. Never knew it.
Man.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you something, Fred. So, tell us how important it is to staying loyal and staying down with the grind, because obviously this wasn't an overnight thing. You ain't wake up, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm financially free. Tell us, cause we live in an instant time now. Everybody want an instant. Tell us how important it is to stay loyal to the hustle.
God damn it, man. I mean, you use the word important. I mean, it's man. I'm in reflection right now because I've never. I don't necessarily sit down and look in the mirror and be like, man, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did that. But it's not really that hard. Like, people gonna say, like, maybe a professor gonna be like, man, it's hard, you gotta stay down. Man, honestly, it wasn't really that hard because I've always been personal accountable. I've always held myself accountable. You understand? Like, I've never one day of my life have I been afraid or not held myself accountable. Ever. I can't recall a day. So when I was paying rent, the motherfucker said he needed $900 on the first.
Yeah.
Let's get $900 on the first. Like, I've never betrayed anyone. You understand? I've gotten all my fights for real has been for believing in myself. Like, if I call you a bitch, I know y'all three niggas can beat me up, right? So if I call you a bitch, Malik, and you say, and you walk up to me for I heard you call me a bitch, I'm not gonna say, well, not. Yeah, I called you a bitch. Now I gotta prepare for battle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can honestly say my fights in college, my fights in high school, the handful of fights I've had as an adult, not too many.
Yeah.
But have come from me saying what I believe to be true, not from like a jealous perspective or anything like that, And but I mean, it hasn't really been hard. Like, I wish I could. The obstacles I've overcome, people may perceive as hard, but it hasn't been hard because I didn't know it when I was going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't know. I swear to God, I thought hot dogs and Franks and beans was normal.
That's a gourmet
I thought
meal.
top ramen was normal. Like I never knew.
Yeah. It's a
I,
gourmet
I
meal.
never knew.
Yeah.
I, I swear I never knew. I thought having two pairs of shoes, one to play and one to go to school in, was normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought hand-me-downs was normal.
Yeah.
I never knew it was unnormal until you like, oh shit, the trauma. And then when you become an adult, you got to deal with the taking the trauma, undressing yourself from the trauma. You know, and but it doesn't all come at one time. So it's not like you get 1,000 pounds of trauma and you got to get it off you. It just comes like when you reach a level of success or you reach a level of like self-confidence. You look back and you be like, damn, pork and beans is really not healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
top ramen got so much salt in it.
Man,
you know what
so
I mean?
much.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, there's other options. You know, but you know, that's the real of the real. You know.
So, in the midst of you like unclothed and all that trauma and all that experience, you know, I grew up on the beans and weenies and ramen noodles too. So, like, when you first reached that, like, first like financial freedom, like, how did that feel for you? You know, like, what was that like walking into that?
I didn't know. I
You
didn't
didn't
know. No, I didn't know none of this shit. Man, I just found out I was worth millions of dollars at like 36, 37. Like 36, 37, 38. I never knew. I just knew I was betting on myself. I didn't know till I went to my accountant. And my accountant says, because I mean it's just better to have an accountant than go to TurboTax, right? It's just more, it works better. It's more advantageous to pay the extra $150, you know. And I had no clue. However, I knew what my life was like, but I didn't have the mindset of like, man, this man is worth millions of dollars. This has millions of dollars of assets, and I never knew that because I've only had $1 million in my hand one time, so I only get it thousands of dollars at a time. I don't get like Floyd Mayweather checks or Manny Pacquiao checks or Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence. I don't get those. You know, I get it like $1,300 here, $1,400 here, and so on and so forth. But I knew I was going to be financially free. Get what I'm saying? Like there was nowhere. I already got laid off for being the best in the world. You get what I'm saying? Like so, I knew the only way for me was to be as independent as possible. And I never took a job. I never ever took a job. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about like in terms of full-time work and stuff like that. I've partnered up with newspaper stuff, but I would never let them hire me full-time. You know what I mean? I always explain that this is what I'm doing. Yep. This is what I'm creating. And it has to align with what I want. Not what I need, what I want, what I desire to become. It has to align with it. If it doesn't align with it, I can't. You know what I mean? So I did that. I turned down some lucrative jobs. I turned down ESPN. I turned down the deal from Warner Brothers. I turned down millions of dollars. When you see a guy like not that was like Dan Raphael's job, but I had a lucrative job offer from ESPN. Lucrative. You get what I'm saying? And it would have set me up for the next, was it like 10 years? You know, whatever. I can't recall. 10 years or so, you know, and I chose not to take it because it didn't align with what I was building. So I think like it was more of like the independence more so than the money, like the freedom. Like I love the freedom of knowing that my day can start at 6 a.m. or 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. You know, that's freedom. Knowing that no nigga ain't gonna call me and say you late, nigga. Like you coming in to work, nigga. Nah, nigga, you keep that job. You know. So, but it's I love the fact I don't really care about the amount of money anymore. Like I genuinely don't give a fuck how much money you make, how much. I don't give a damn. Like how free are you? Like how much time do you have? Can we do this shit together? You know what I mean? Because we can generate income. Like. But the time, like it takes time to build that, and you gotta have the time. And I think that the satisfaction came with my time. You know, like now I'm basically retired. You know, whatever retired looks like, to a normal American, that's what I am. Although, like, I go out and, boxing and properties and create art and stuff like that. But, like, it is what I make it. But the time is more important than, like, the financial freedoms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my question is, now how you said you had offers from ESPN and all these other different big time networks,
The biggest, the
the
worldwide
biggest
leader.
worldwide. So tell us about how did you first get into journalism and writing before, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you came up playing sports, hooping and playing basketball and everything of that sort. And a
Yeah.
person that, you know what I'm saying, like you said, you hustled your way through college. How did you make that transition to get into journalism and knew that you had a gift in writing and you could really, really
God,
take
the
it?
honest. I'm gonna tell you the truth. God, the honest truth. I went to a Floyd Mayweather fight and I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never pay for a fight ever again in my life. Never ever again. So I applied to, like, LA Times. I applied to whatever it was. I applied whatever it was, and I said I had a friend of a friend named Ken Miller, and Ken Miller was an editor at the LA Sentinel newspaper, and I was like, Ken, don't pay me. I just want the experience of this shit. You know what I mean? I got decent at it. Yeah. And that was it, and the rest is history, man. Like, the rest, you asked me about boxing, right?
Yeah, boxing and
Yeah.
everything. Then I'm going to lead into something else. Yeah.
And I just literally I said I'll never pay for a fight again.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for one Floyd Mayweather fight, and I've been to all of them ever since for free. And that's the God honest truth. And me and Ken developed such a great. He gave me my first shot, man. He gave me my first shot. Black man gave me my first shot. He knew I was a lightning rod, wild child. Didn't respect people who were like had jobs and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not in a negative way, but you wasn't gonna confine me. I wasn't gonna conform to your house.
Right.
I got to focus on building mine. And he took a chance on me. And Ken Miller took a great chance on me, and I'm forever indebted to him. And that was it. And my common sense meter said, oh, because I was going to start my own, like, publication and shit, like writing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, I see all these people with cameras and shit. I see Dante's Boxing Nation with cameras and shit. I'm like, this is easier than writing.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I picked up a camera. I had a big ass camera. Man, I had a Canon 5D. I had a Canon 5D, and I'm like, nigga, you can do this on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck this shit. Fuck writing. This is for the birds, you know what I mean? And so I used my newspaper credentials to get me in, like, kind of like the Robin Hood shit. You know what I mean? Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Yep.
And the rest is history. I started my own YouTube channel, and now it's like, fuck it. Now I'm about as free as a bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's literally how I came to be. Ken Miller, man, took a chance on me. Ken Miller, man, awesome guy, man, awesome. Yeah, awesome dude.
It's dope,
Years ago,
man.
Over a decade ago, it seemed like close to a decade ago. Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us about Barbershop Conversation. I know what I'm gonna. Tell us about Barbershop Conversation.
Man, it's just a place where men can be men. You know what I mean? It's the last of the Mohicans, man. Where I'm gonna say how I feel, you gonna say how you feel. People disagree with me, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be mad or cut you off, but it's a free speech space, and predominantly I would say 80% of my audience is black males, so it's a place where black males can come in and be black men, and the predominantly of our platform is dedicated to black men. I've only been a black man my entire life. You understand what I'm saying? So I only can speak as a black man. I don't give a fuck what religion you are. I don't give a fuck if you worship Allah, white Jesus Christ, you're a Republican or a Democrat. you got 14 kids by 14 different baby mamas, or you a righteous Christian with 3 kids with one baby mom. It's just a place where we can fellowship, and I built it up, and it's strong, man. And we come in Sunday to Thursday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we have a good time. You know what I mean? I was building up to that, and I love it, man. It's like a sacred space. I love it, man. I genuinely love that shit.
Man, when I tell y'all, and I want to tell the listeners, how I got up on Fred, you know what I'm saying, Fred from Barbershop Conversations, man. I've always been a big boxing fan. I've been a boxing fan since I was a child. My first time ever really watching the fight was when Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya. And my pops told me, he said, hey, Teddy, because my nickname was Teddy growing up. I was like big like a teddy bear. So he's like, Teddy, man, sit down and watch this dude fight, man. This dude is like God in gloves. And when I watched Floyd fight, I was like, man, it just took me to a whole nother level. So I've been following, you know what I'm saying, huge supporter of the LDBC, man, the Lions Boxing Den community. And I got on Blue Blood. I had got on Blue Blood Sports TV first, coming with the news, you know what I'm saying, coming with the news and everything. I'm like, man, this dude is like a real deal reporter, man. This dude needs to be on, you know what I'm saying, needs to be on Sports Center or something, man. I'm like, man, this dude is really doing it, man. So checking that out then, like, man, shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying, Barber Fred from Barbershop Conversations. He be like, who's that? I'm like, huh. So when I first listened to you, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was just, I'm like, man, this dude sound corny, man. This man.
I am corny.
I'm like, man, no, man, furthest thing from corny, but that's the perception the false perception that we have as black people when someone is speaking intelligent, you know what I'm saying? And, oh, you sound, I hate the term when people say, oh, you talking white. What's talking white? I'm using proper English, you know what I'm saying? I'm not breaking it up using slang. That's no such thing, you know what I'm saying? You make yourself sound ignorant when you're using broken English and broken, you know what I'm saying, slang and stuff like that, because these, you know what I'm saying, these white people looking at you like, oh, man, I have an advantage over him, you know what I'm saying? He's not really thinking intellectually, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we come from knowledgeable, intelligent people. So all that talking hip and talking slang and all that to make us sound cool, man, that's not us, and you putting yourself at a disadvantage. So when I checked it out, I said, man, this dude really talking about something. Then I just like how you stand on what you believe in. Like, you don't care what's going on, who it is, man. I'm standing on what I believe in. I'm standing on it. I don't give no fuck if it's, you know what I'm saying, somebody want to whoop my ass. All right, cool, and never betray.
Worst thing they can do is beat me up.
Right, that's what, and that's what I love about you. You don't never betray. You just gangster.
He got them boxing gloves in the back right there, so he might have a chance. So
Yeah, you never betray. Like, I'm this gangster. I'm Fred. Then I'll do this and that. You just truly be yourself, and you so authentic. And I think that's why people gravitate to you, and it's like magnetic, because you can see the authenticity. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, dog. I have a question for you. Sorry to cut you out.
No, go ahead. We cooking.
All right, cool. So, for someone who don't have no idea where they want to go, and I know since the level that you at now, you had to do some type of preparation, some type of studying. You know, what can a person do to get on their journey to get financially free? You know, if they don't know what they're doing.
Honestly, I never knew what the fuck I was doing. Like honestly, like my 20s, I'm dead ass, nigga. Like, for real, like, one thing just led to another. I didn't know I was gonna have my own platform. I didn't know I was gonna be one of the biggest voices in boxing. Like, I didn't know that, especially for black men. That's not what I thought it would be. I thought I was gonna be a motherfucking journalist. Like you let me in this door, I'm kicking this shit in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all I need is just a sliver. You know, I didn't know, honestly. Meet the first goal. Meet the first goal. Like, and I think that's me in a nutshell. Like if you say, like, Fred, be here at 2, I'm gonna be here at 2. I was here at 2 on the dot, right? I'm going, like, I'm no bullshit. I'm never ever gonna allow you to change the perception of me because of what I did. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna change because of you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I believe in. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Meet the first goal. Start with the first goal. I don't know what your first goal is. I don't know if you're in college. I don't know if you uh, is it this podcast. Just meet the first goal. When you meet the first goal, that shit is amazing. It's like fucking your first bad bitch. You know what I mean? Like fucking your first celebrity. Like when you fuck your first celebrity. I always talking sports and pussy with niggas because it gets to them quicker. Like it goes straight to the bloodstream. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And but once you get that first piece of pussy, you chasing that first orgasm the rest of your fucking life. Like it's just like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like and I think meet the first goal.
Yeah.
And in terms of that self confidence and that self belief, will take you like beyond your own even understanding. You know, like I never honestly I didn't think I would be here. You know, you think you say it like you say it, but when you look back, you like, damn, the amount of shit that I had to is astounding. You know, you want it, but meet the first goal because it's going to turn into something else. Like how I mentioned, like Ken Miller taking a chance on me with the newspaper, how it turned into barbershop conversations. Get what I'm saying? And so I think like that's the goal. Get to the first goal, and always think of like, don't focus on like the check that you're getting. Focus on what that check is beneficial for. You get what I'm saying? Like people say, I make $700 a week. Focus on what that $700 is doing for you. Like, what is it building in your life? I think that may be something more true because I'm never like thinking linear, like never. And that's been me like from day one. It's the weirdest shit ever, but I didn't know it. But looking back on my life, I know I've never been like, I've always been an outlier. You know, I've never been like, and that's a great book, Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. I've never been like status quo. Like I would be writing poems in the back of a school bus going to the basketball game and shit. You know what I mean? Like I've you know what I mean? I used to read King of Solomon to get pussy. Like you get what I'm saying? Kings of Solomon in the Bible. Like I've always been like different. You know what I mean? Like I used to read the Bible to get pussy. Like people would read these books and shit, but I know if I can talk like God, you'll believe me, right? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm being honest with you. Like no lie, no bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the reality of it, man. And meet the first goal, I would say. Meet the first goal.
That's how, man. And I knew that, man. I knew you always thought on a different frequency, a different level, because this had stuck to me when you said first thing when I make some money, I figure out how I'm gonna flip it. You think about how you gonna spend it. I think about how I'm gonna flip it. And like 99% of the people in the world really think about, man, I get this, man, I'm finna get the new J's, I'm finna get this, I'm finna get that. You say, how can I flip it? And that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just that's just different, man. And you know what I'm saying? That's just like, that's how, if you really want truly freedom and success, man, you gotta think above the normal, because everybody is thinking at the same frequency level and doing the same things. But those who are really out here making changes, making differences, they're like picking up reading books. When you prefer to watch TV and eat, chill and eat snacks, this person is picking up a book, you know what I'm saying, and reading what's going on for the future. You know what I'm saying? People be like, man, how did Elijah Muhammad know what they was talking about, or talking about stuff he talking about then? You know what's going on now. Malcolm X, the stuff Malcolm X talking about then is happening now. Tupac, he been dead for almost 30 years, but the stuff he was talking about then is happening now. Man, when you read, it opens up and it unlocks different things. It's pretty much the key to the future. And and people just look at it like, oh, knowledge is power is, oh, that's just the saying. It's really, knowledge is truly power. You know what I'm saying? Once you have that knowledge, you have that power, it unlocks and you see things happening years in advance before everyone, because people just waiting on from television to social media.
Right.
But television is, they're telling you a vision. You know, so you going off of what somebody else tell you. So if they don't supply you with their vision, you don't know what's going on next. But if you take the time and really do the research, you know, then you unlock and you see the things, and it's more rewarding, it's more gratifying, it's more fulfilling. Because
Right.
most people can't even break down like with the Ice Cube, with the Ice Cube situation. I want to ask you about that.
Yeah, please.
How did you feel about Black America just tearing down and destroying Ice Cube as a man? This is the same man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? America's Most Wanted with 3Ks at the
Yeah.
end, you know what I'm saying? Always been down for the cause. He betted on himself before artists was doing that years in advance, years before Nip, you know what I'm saying? He was around the time with Master P and Jay Prince betting on himself, but he was an artist doing it instead of like a, you know what I'm saying, the executive. Tell us what's your thoughts on Black America just quick to tear down
Yeah.
a brother, you know what I'm
Perfect.
saying?
Um, the perfect time is always now. And people said Ice Cube shouldn't have done it with the president that's going into an election. But we've had shoot. Man, let's just start at the civil rights movement. Let's just start from 1960. I don't want to go back because then it just make the conversation longer. But let's say from 1960, we've had 60 years,
Yeah.
and he was the first person to say, not the first, but of this generation, one of the first people to say, "I'm doing this just for Black people."
Yeah.
You understand? We've had a Black president. We've had a Black attorney general. We had Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice. We've had Black senators, Maxine Waters. We've had, and the list goes on and on. We've had, if you want to go to the entertainment sector, we've had, everything you could think of. But 2020, when was he supposed to enact on it? When was he supposed to wait till January 20th, January 21st, when Biden got in office or Trump got in office? The time is now. The time is now, and our solution is to do what we did yesterday: get out and vote. Right? I think that's insanity. Voting is important, uh, but it's been minimized a little bit because they can steal elections. We saw it in 2000. Some may say 2020 election was compromised, but I think that Ice Cube did what a man is supposed to do: lead. Lead by example. Put all your eggs in one basket. Plan A never respects Plan B. And that's what he did. He was all in. And he had the accolades to prove it. You know, I've only seen Ice Cube be Ice Cube. He's invested his money in the neighborhood. He's invested in developing. Look at the cast of Friday. Just think about those 3 Fridays and how that spawned them into propelling into great careers. You get what I'm saying?
Chris Tucker, Mike Epps,
F. Gary Gray, and
Gary Gray, yeah.
It's just, and I would bet on him. And I think the flip side is, here's the catch: what we got to fully grasp and understand. White liberals control the media, right?
Right.
So we always got to trust our discernment. Like, where is this information coming from? This information telling us to vote, 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 vote. Oh, we getting killed in the street. Vote, 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 vote. Oh, there's no school. There's no our schools are below average. Vote, 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 vote. That's a white liberal construct. And what does that do? That keeps white liberals in power. You understand? And I think that we have to use our discernment, because I think we were brainwashed on a certain level as it pertains to saying that how media made Trump the face of racism. I think that Trump wasn't. This is not an advocate of Trump, so I think I need to say that straight. But I need you to understand how we've been brainwashed to believe that Trump is the face of racism, right? But we go to New York, we got a Democratic mayor. Trump is the face of racism. You go to LA, we got a Democratic mayor. Trump is the face of racism. You go to Chicago, we have a Democratic mayor there. So I think it's the system in its totality, and they don't want us to believe that. And I think that's a core principle of why Black America shunned down on Ice Cube, making him out to be a villain when all he was doing was putting his best foot forth. You understand? And I'm a firm believer in getting out of people's way. You know, because I want people to get out of my way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always on a kamikaze mission. Always. Like, even y'all know me from boxing, I'm always on a kamikaze mission. Whether it's the Andre Wards, whether it's the Dan Raphaels, and holding them on this. I know I'm going to be the only one. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I know I'm going to be the only one.
On
you know,
ass.
so I think that get out of Ice Cube's way.
Yeah.
And see what can happen. Because guess what the benefits are? Beyond comprehension. You know, immeasurable. You know, imagine if he would have got it through. Imagine if Trump say, you know what, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not only are we going to give you this, we're going to give you B2. We're going to give you more. But wait, there's more. You know, but I think that just get out of his way. You know, I think Ice Cube has done a great job his whole life. You know, he's done a phenomenal job. You know, in producing content. Whoever he wrote, what, fuck the police? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always get him because I grew up in LA at the time, so I always get his and Ice Cube, Ice T's music confused. Ice Cube, Ice T. So that's why I was like, yeah, but he just phenomenal. He's done a phenomenal job.
Exactly. And that's what I don't understand. Like, that's how I know it goes back into the reading and really getting and delving into, like, paying attention to what it is. As soon as they seen, they wait for what people tell them. Soon as they seen, oh, the woman from Trump's campaign team say, oh, that Donald shout out to Ice Cube for stepping up and taking initiative and being a real leader. They just took that and ran with it. Oh, F Ice Cube, cancel Ice Cube, this, that, and the third. But if you really sat down and read the contract with Black America, you could. It's no way in your right mind you could have a problem with what Ice Cube is doing. It's for Black people in America. It touches every problem that we face. Every problem. I read it. You know what I'm saying? I read the entire document. It was well written. Had it advised by financial experts, scholars of all sorts. They all read it and checked it out. And I just really don't understand how people was mad at it. And it's like it touched on everything: financial literacy, police reform, prison reform, the healthcare, the entertainment industry. Then he even took accountability upon ourselves, like saying, "Hey, we got to stop playing this victim role, and we have to save ourselves." You know what I'm saying? We got to change our actions and how we move. So, and it's just I just don't understand it. Like, he went on the thing for kids in low poverty income communities. They ain't got no money. We give them, I want to say, like $1,000 a month or a year, something of that nature. And once the kids graduate, they have like $48,500 to their name. And it's not, oh, okay, you can go buy a drip, or you can go in, I'm finna buy some, I'm finna buy a new PS5. I'm finna buy some guns. I'm finna buy some dope. Nah, if you're not using that money to go to school or buy a home, start a business, or flip it, you can't get access to that money. So, like, that's how I knew that anybody that was just flipping out on Ice Cube and didn't really look into it, you didn't read that contract with Black America. Right. You didn't read that contract, and you don't even know who Ice Cube is, because our generation sees Ice Cube as, oh, this is a dude who do movies and he got a basketball league. But Ice Cube began in hip hop with Fuck the Police with NWA. And he was always speaking out, you know what I'm saying? He's always been an author. He's been an author for the streets, you know what I'm saying? Speaking out against injustices that we face, you know what I'm saying? And once he went his solo albums, he always spoke out against the government and oppression and everything. So that's how I said, you don't know who Ice Cube is if you read this contract. Now, when Lil Wayne did his thing, I wasn't shocked at all. It didn't surprise me. I was like, I said, Lil Wayne got a history of doing it. But with Ice Cube, I said, ain't no way. So then when I went read and looked into it, I was like, man, it's just the case of us not doing our research and doing our due diligence and really figuring out what it was and what was all going down in that situation. So, yeah, man, it's just really it's just sad as a people, man. We got to do better. We're quick to attack each other and go at each other like hound dogs, but instead of like really doing the research and getting into it. But I want to go into, and I want to ask you. I want you to break down and talk about your Emmy-nominated documentary in your corner,
Hmm.
story of Sam Watson. Tell the people about your documentary.
Yeah, it's uh, it's actually a film um, with Floyd Mayweather and Sam Watson. Um, Overfilm. It, it
Mm-hmm.
it it documents Sam Watson's life and the creation of the celebrity basketball game that they have every year, and it's just a good family film. You know what I mean? It's just a really good family film. I'm gonna tell you what I always do because I took it off of my thing. I don't like saying Emmy nominated. I do it to mush it in white people's faces, and I'll say it sometimes to encourage black people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not an award that I actually want to define me. The one I really wanted is actually behind me right here. It's the Pan African Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a top 5 black film festival, probably in the world. And every film I make,
Send it to him.
I have that film festival in mind. I've won it twice,
That's
and
dope.
so I think like Emmy nominated is what is for white acceptance, and it's cool and cute, and but it don't move me like it do. I say it sometimes to mush it in people's face if I want to substantiate another point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To open up, oh shit, Emmy nominated. Oh yeah, let me listen now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't really fancy over that shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I have it's just giving me opportunities. You know, that's why I was invited down to Warner Brothers and they offered me a deal, a first look deal, and I turned that shit down. Um, I mean, at this point, nothing's gonna move me off my square. The film is great. Floyd Mayweather, although he and I are not friends, I don't think we're friends any longer. But just it's a good film.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real good film. Sam was awesome. He opened up his life. If you ever want to see Sam, um, Sam as vulnerable as he can be, it's great. I've been offered money for the film, but I haven't sold it yet because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to. Like
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to. You know, every time Floyd comes and fights, somebody sends me an offer for it. You know, and I always say, nah, I'm good. You know, I'm just gonna wait it out, and maybe it'll be worth something later. And being that we're not dying for the money, you know, Sam isn't dying for the money, so we can just hold on to it. And if we get a deal later, you know, what I mean, we get a deal later. So, but it's overall, it's a good family film. It's a good family film.
So if anybody would want to check it out, where could they go to see it? Is it
You can't.
Can't see it?
You
All
can't.
right.
You
Wow.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. When I sell it, you'll be able to watch it. You know,
Okay.
at some point, someone's gonna buy it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Floyd comes back and fight, it's gonna be popular again.
Yeah.
If I'm alive when Floyd dies, you know, I'll be able to sell it then. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes you just wait. You know, like Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog. Now it's worth billions. You know, like you just find an opportunity. You know, you just wait, and you want to sell it on your terms. You don't want to feel like you lost leverage on the deal. I'm not married to it. You know, if someone offered me $5 million, yeah, take it, nigga. Shit, please.
Take it.
You know, but I haven't got that offer yet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I'm like, nah, it's not worth it at this point.
Okay, so tell us about the people that you were influenced coming up, and you know what I'm saying, transitioning to your 20s and your 30s.
My grandfather, man, my family originated in Portsmouth, Virginia. He was a safe haven. He was a safe haven for my family. You know, ironically enough, Nat Turner killed my slave owner, killed my slave master, my family's late, because my last name is Peebles, and he murdered in the revolt. He murdered the Peebles slave owner, which is my origin of my family's last name, and he's from the Virginia area. That's where we began.
Yeah,
and you know, he was like the backbone of the family. My mom's father, backbone strong. He sent for me every summer to go to New York. Uh, had a great time with him, man. It was just extraordinary, you know. And then my seventh grade school teacher, who I'm still in touch with now, Darren Early, great man. He went to Howard University. It was the first time I ever seen a black man cool and smart, and you know what I mean, just strong. He was 6'4", 6'5". I think he was not athletic at all, but just cool. You know, and outside of my family, outside of my grandfather, he was the first man that I saw. And I've been inspired. My business partner inspires me. You know what I mean? How he didn't graduate from college. Now he's worth over $20 million and just extraordinary man. You know, those three men, I would say. I mean, I've had some vignettes. You know, people who's inspired me. I've had Ken Miller, Sam Watson. You know, Sam Watson's had my back, like, as it pertains to boxing. Sam Watson's had my back like 9,000. I'm forever indebted to a man like Sam Watson. You know, I always tell people, if you see Sam Watson, just say thank you, because you know what I mean. And yeah, I'm forever indebted to him. You know, those handful of people that's been great to me. You know, that's and shout out to the judge, man, that didn't give me time for I was wrongly charged. I did the crime, but it wasn't the right charge, and the judge said, "Get out of my fucking court."
Yeah.
You know, it was a white judge. You know what I mean? He said, "Get the fuck out of my courtroom. Don't ever come back." Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Because I could have been doing time for being overcharged. You know, and he looked at me and says, "Nah, you didn't do that shit," and that was it. You know.
Yeah. So, man, that's dope, man. That's dope. So now, we touched on financial literacy and how to, you know what I'm saying, the importance of it. I want to ask you, what do we need to do as a people to create the change we want to see in this country?
Be the change, and it's that simple. You know what I mean? It's got to put our resources where we see the goal at, where we see the change at. You know, like I'm in the next 90 days, I'm putting something together. It's called the Overground Railroad. It's called DAMP, DAMMP, Detroit, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Miami, Philadelphia, right? And I believe if we can secure those 5 cities, we can control the White House. So if we can convince those 5 cities to vote as a block, or a percentage of those cities to vote as a block, we can derail, obviously, the Democratic Party, and we can create a bidding war for the black vote. And with that, we'll have a key to the White House, and we'll be able to get reparations, police reform, land ownership, you know what I mean, eradicate redlining, giving us land, you know what I mean. I think that'll really, really upset the apple cart, you know. But that personal accountability first, and then start in your house. You know, we always ignore that. We always take for granted what's in our house and shit. You know what I mean? Because we see them every day. But honestly, taking care of your house, standards, morals, code in your house, and I think like that segues through life. Like it vibrates through life. You know, like I look at my son Lincoln. You know, and I see how how accountable he is at such a young age, you know, and it's satisfying. And his accountability makes me the problem sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, Dad, you did it like this, or I had to fix your mistake, you know. And I think like that's the coolness of it. You know what I mean? That's the coolness of it. So it's that's it. Be accountable to yourself, man, and invest in the change that you want to see. People just do podcasts and talk about the change they want to see. You know what I mean? That's as easy as voting now. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, let's have a podcast and change the world through our voice. Yeah, I know. Okay. Change the world, your voice. No, that's an asset. But when you're putting your monies and your efforts and your time, it's a beautiful thing, you know. And that's the hard part, because you got to manage it. You have to manage. Right? What do I do with this? $100. Shit. Do I go take this underprivileged kid? Do I go buy him a backpack? Do I buy him lunch? Or Jessica? Damn. Underprivileged kid. Jessica. Privileged kid. You know, that's these real life decisions, man. We're talking as men, you know?
You're right.
Who the fuck? What's sexy about staying home reading a book on a Friday night? What's sexy about that shit? Man, you want a big booty bitch with a full C cups, you know what I mean? That's enjoyable, right? That's the shit. But if we can get rid of that, you know what I mean, that's you become powerful. You know what I mean? Become powerful.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Most definitely. But we got a segment we like to call Health is Wealth, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We like to, your body is the #1 vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere without your body, man. That's the #1 vehicle. Man, you got to put the right things in your body so you can be able to function, man. There's no point of being a billionaire on your deathbed. But before we get into Health is Wealth, man, make sure y'all, man, smash that like button, man. Share this to any and everybody you know, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. T9, Mello, what do y'all have this week for Health is Wealth?
Well, the busy week, man, I think my health is wealth is sleep. So I'll be honest with y'all, I ain't had nothing like this. So, man, gaining sleep will strengthen your heart, better your mood, increase your immune system. And the lack of sleep is dangerous, man. It makes you really drowsy. You can't function right throughout the day. You know, like, you getting things done, shooting up, you a working machine. You know, but, hey, man, get on y'all sleep, man. At least take a break. Take a nap or something, you know what I'm saying? So, salute to all my people out there working and actually taking care of busy. We ain't getting no sleep. But, hey, come on, some point, we got to, like, rest the machine.
I agree. Facts, down. I think my health is wealth. Y'all done heard me say it again, but I went to Atlanta this weekend just to use it one more time. Anybody who I know, I will buy a figure phone.
Oh, you breaking up, Mello?
Got
phone is the only radiation waves used is that. Malik.
Yeah, you was breaking up.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, so like I was saying, just the figure phone. It's the 4G, only African-American owner to own a 4G light phone, and it uses less radiation waves, and I used it again this weekend. And, you know, you won't see the effect of the figure phone figuratively or physically, but like they say, mentally, the radio waves that it uses, it helps by volume, it stops any type of cancer, it stops any type of multiplication of cells for African-Americans and people in general. So if I'm you, I get that figure phone. It's a $200 less than an iPhone, and it stops the radiation waves, and it got a long trickle-down effect on us 10 years from now.
Man, my health is wealth for this week, man. It's a fun fact, you know. It's a little different from usually what I got as health is wealth, man. Did you know an adult human body weighing 700 kilograms contains about 0.2 milligrams of gold within it? It's been found that the element plays an important health function, helping to maintain our joints as well as facilitating the transmittal of electrical signals throughout the body. Yeah, so we have gold within our body. So, you know, we got to put the right things into our body, man. That gold, it's a lot of it. Most of the gold within our body is located within the heart region where the heart is, you know what I'm saying, where we pump blood throughout our body. So we got to put the right things into our body, man. You know, we come for something great, man. So we have to put the right things and the right foods into our bodies to, you know what I'm saying, we can go out and do these amazing things. Like I said, our body is the #1 vehicle. We keep our cars clean, you know what I'm saying, keep it washed every week and make sure the inside vacuum, to smell good, you know. Got the black ice. I was told I was told the black ice, that's the ain't shit niggas scent in the car. A girl told me this. She said, yeah, the ain't shit niggas got the black ice. I was like, damn, it just smell good. But to get back on topic, make sure, man, y'all putting just as much as you take care of your whip, make sure you're doing the same thing with your body, man, because your whip can look nice, man. You ain't gonna be able to drive it with your limbs cut off due to diabetes, you know what I'm saying? Or you can't move nowhere because you're confined to different wheelchairs and things of that nature to the bed due to ailment. So, man, yeah, but that was our health as well. Fred, if you got some health as well for the people, you know what I'm saying? we always invite the guests if they got something they want to get to the people.
Nah,
Help us
I
well.
really don't, man.
Okay.
You know, y'all hit it on, but just take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? First it becomes a thought, then it becomes an action. And if you're not healthy enough to produce that action, you'll get less than the results you expected. So, you know what I mean? Just continue to bet on yourselves. Y'all podcast growing, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. And I got to have y'all on mine, and then we'll,
yes, sir.
You know, we'll reciprocate it.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely.
It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, before we get you up out of here, gotta ask you a quick question. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
My boy T9 and Mello, they into music, hip hop, and everything. We gotta ask you, who's your top 5? You know what I'm saying? All time, or who you bumping now? Who you listen to? Who your top 5? 'Cause we didn't have debates about this and discussions going back and forth, but we want to know yours. What's your top 5? You know what I'm saying?
Vanilla Ice, Eminem. Nah, fuck.
I was about to say, oh shit. I was like, oh hell. I said Vanilla Ice.
Man, dog. But for real. No, y'all niggas like, man, fuck. We not even gonna put up this interview now.
You said Vanilla Ice. I said, hold on. Eminem dope. But you lost me with the Vanilla Ice. I said, hold on. I said, I know he ain't playing.
Top 5. Tupac, Biggie, Jay, I'm gonna stop there. Toby is gonna be there shortly though. Toby's coming. Toby's coming. In the next 10 years, Toby's gonna be in the top 5. But albums. So I only have those 3. I only have 5. But I'll say albums. Those are easy. Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101.
Yes, Lord.
Tupac, Machiavelli. 3, Biggie, Life After Death, and number 4, Victory Lap. Those are my 4 albums that just like move me to the core. And I think in 20 years, Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap is going to be an album. It's going to be the number 1 hip hop album of all time. I genuinely believe that. You understand? Because when this generation realized the power of money and the power of investing and the power of betting on themselves, I think Nipsey's verses and words is gonna start blossoming in the big tall trees and big tall businesses and big tall ideas, you know. So I think that Victory Lap, but yeah, Victory Lap in 20 years will be the number 1 album. So that's what I think.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm liking that one. You know, my top 5 is in order: Tupac, Nas, Scarface, DMX, Beanie Siegel, and then these same when they talk about the Diary was just, it was cool, but it wasn't like, man, I'm like, y'all crazy as hell. Classic album, and like Ice Cube, he's my 6. He right outside 6. Then I got Rakim. So like I said, yeah, hip hop, yeah. This we had to ask that one because we debate about, you know what I'm saying, different artists of all times. They said Kanye was better than Scarface.
Kanye is powerful, man. Kanye might be in a category of his own because
creativity
and everything he said he'll do. You know, like he was more of a visionary. Like, I don't know if he'll have a top 5 album of all time. Obviously, his first album is a classic. I think College Dropout, was that the first one?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it's a classic. It was one of the few hip hop albums where I can be normal and still be hip hop, meaning that I didn't have to be a thug, I didn't have to carry a gun, I didn't have to sell drugs. Wow. You know what I mean? It's one of the first albums of that generation where I didn't have to. You know what I mean? I just could have been Fred.
Yeah.
You know, and Kanye gave me that feeling. Who else? I had on tip of my tongue and I lost it. But I think Drake is gonna be there too. I think Jay-Z is gonna be there. in that I think Drake is going to be in the category of like Kanye, meaning that people ain't gonna respect him because one, people are gonna downgrade him because probably he's of mixed origin. So people are gonna say, nah, he wasn't that black, he wasn't this, and he found his Drake found his way through the game, not from the hip hop door, gangs, drugs, and alcohol. He came through by just really just being a normal person that had great life experiences, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think but I think everything he touches turns to gold. So I think in 20 years it's gonna change. I think like people will forget about Nas. You know what I mean? Because his new stuff isn't as potent. He's gonna be well respected, but I think he'll drop out of the five. I think Jay-Z will be in it for a long time. Tupac, because he's always gonna trend on his birthday, or someone gets killed by the police, God forbid, but it's true. Someone gets killed by the police, black go through problems. Malcolm X and Tupac will forever trend in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Drake is going to be in there at some point. He has to, because he's dominating the market space. Like he's dominating the market space. God damn, like he's a juggernaut, and he makes great music. Like it's not like I know niggas don't like his singing or his fake Jamaican accent and all that, but they hits, you know, like they fucking hits, you know, and like I don't like his Jamaican accent, but I'm like, it's an A song for that genre or that fan base that he's appealing to, and Jay-Z had that. Jay-Z had that magic too, where he found out in his 30s that he don't really have to talk about guns and shit. He can really put his life beat. You know, and people are more interested in how, who, what, where, when, why, and how. You know what I mean? Like, what's your life story? And his life story, he doesn't carry a gun anymore. He has security guards. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't sell drugs anymore. You know, he puts dope on the track now. So I think that
evolution,
him telling his story, and him, just being a juggernaut in the business realm is just, he's an astounding businessman, you know, and he's done some great things, you know. He's done some great things as it pertains to the Khalif Browder situation, Meek Mill, how he helped develop Brooklyn. Some people have their disagreements on that. People may disagree with what he's doing with the NFL. That's for your own personal discernment. But the fact that he's always the center of a quote unquote what should be a positive venture, like he's doing what he believes is to be right. So I think that's important. But I think Jay-Z will be in the top 5 for a long time. I think Nas is gonna drop out. People gonna forget about Rakim, you know, because they don't even rap like that shit no more. You know what I mean?
Don't
like,
nobody.
The cadence is completely different.
A lot of people don't even know who Rakim is.
Yeah.
Right now, it's
Eric B. Huh? Who that? That's my
Who
neighbor.
that?
You know what I mean? But So only really got 3. I wasn't really a Nas guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't really a Nas guy.
Yeah.
Although I do like the Firm. The Firm album is fucking.
The Firm. AZ is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Him AZ on the
AZ
track.
is fucking dope. Oh man.
Him AZ on the track.
AZ was his first album was a monster.
Yeah.
First album was classic. Jada's first album is classic. You know.
Yeah. So okay. So you talked about the evolution of Jay-Z and everything. What you think about the Jeezy and Gucci Man versus battle? Because I feel like, man, Jeezy earned the whole nother level of respect from him. What he did.
Yeah. See, I'm not. See, growing up in California, I didn't get the Gucci music. So when people say like Gucci this, Gucci, I know the shit that leaked out and made it to the radio. You know what I mean? But I didn't know Gucci. Like I know him, but I didn't play it twice.
Yeah.
Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101. I ran a marathon at Thug Motivation 101. You get what I'm saying? So it has a different place in my heart. That line when he says, I'm an author of the book. Yeah, genius wrote it. I wrote 3 books in my life. So you get what I'm saying? So that shit is like,
connect.
That shit is engraved in my spirit, man. I bought my 745i after I ran a marathon. Listening to my first album I played was Jeezy in that car. So So I think that Jeezy has a special place in my heart, and I like the fact that maybe that they have some reconciliation and they're going to move forward. You get what I'm saying? I think that was the purpose of the battle. I think Jeezy really had that in his heart for a long time, and that's probably why he told T.I., "I work your way out of this battle, man. Work your way out of this battle, man. I think it's better in this time and space that me and Gucci do this. You know what I mean?" And I thought, I mean, if you want to say who won, I mean, I thought Jeezy won.
Yeah.
Jeezy won just from the perspective of from round to round, he was the mature one.
Mature, so mature.
So I think like his maturity is what people will most remember about people gonna remember the songs, yeah, but the maturity in him, you know, was what I got from it. That was the biggest thing that I got from it.
You could tell he was getting Gucci because Gucci was saying stuff like, "Oh man, them old ass man, this song, this shit old as fuck. This shit old as fuck." Okay, it's old, but a hit is a hit, so that's how you know it was getting to him. Then when he said, "Man, we need to bring Floyd Mayweather here to have," man, when Jeezy said, "That's cool, I ain't got $5 million worth of jewelry on. We can have I own half Atlanta though. We can have a real estate battle." Man, he said, man, he let Gucci got quiet. He said,
"Yeah,
got quiet after he said that."
Yeah. So Michael Jackson can't play Thriller. Fuck,
exactly.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if it was a Prince and Michael Jackson battle, what, Prince can't play Purple Rain?
Right, he got to go in the back and make a song right now, right quick, make a song right now before it be hit.
Yeah, because he knew the avalanche was coming.
Yeah,
that's why.
Right.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it was coming because he knew he was about to go. Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
He saw it coming. That's why he was like, "Nah, I got to get you off of this shit."
Yeah, hold on. Let's go ahead and change the subject. Yeah. Man, before we close it out, man, we always gotta get the listeners, man, something to one time for your mind, man. One thing, something to think about, you know what I'm saying, over the next week, man. Words of wisdom. T9, Mello, what do y'all have for our listeners, man, for words of wisdom? Close out the show.
For all my people that feel like they hit rock bottom, sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom just to know that God is the rock at the bottom. Sometimes you gotta go back to that foundation before you move to something further, like advance. So get back to your roots before you do anything to advance for yourself. Focus on you.
I agree. My words of wisdom when Dr. King was in Birmingham, he stated that whatever affects someone directly affects us all indirectly. So injustice anywhere is threat, justice everywhere. Let's be there for each other.
Live and rocking with them. And my words of wisdom. You'll never ever be free if someone is handing you a check. It doesn't matter how much the check says. $10 million, $10,000, or $1,000. Until you have enough courage to say, "Fuck you," you are not free. From the King, Fredrick Hawthorne, man. That one stuck to me, man. That's my words of wisdom, man. For the day. Bet on yourself, man. Bet hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to change the situations, your circumstances, your outcome is the person you wake up and you see in the mirror. So, man, bet on yourself. Bet hard, man. Fred, we appreciate you, man, for coming through, man.
Thank you.
Showing love, man, and blessing the platform and dropping the jewels, you know what I'm saying, that you always do. You know, man, this was a very powerful episode, man. Much needed, man. Your voice needs to be heard.
Send me the link so I can post it in my community page for sure.
Got you. Most definitely. I'm gonna send that to you, man. You vital to the community, man. You know what I'm saying. I don't know if you getting these roses that you believe that you deserve, but RTK Podcast, man, we are giving you the roses, man. We appreciate you, man.
I value them, and I value them too.
Yes, sir, man.
Niggas be chopping my head off.
Yeah,
niggas
man. Be coming for free. I be like, damn.
Listen, I always tell niggas, when you dark skinned, 5'7", been broke, seen your mama on drugs, nigga, daddy don't love you. What the fuck can you say that's gonna derail me? Say it twice, nigga, so I can get these algorithms going. You know what I mean? Say this shit twice, nigga. Like you can't get me off my square. There's nothing nobody can do to get me off my square besides kill me.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't want to do 25 years to life, then fuck it. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? So that's it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
He got them hands too, y'all. Y'all see them gloves in the back.
Nah, I ain't got no hands. Nah, I ain't got no hands. I'm a runner now, nigga. Like I'm an avid runner now. So if nigga come for me, I'm running. Nah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just focused on getting out of the mud so my kids can get it out the bank, man. That's all I'm on, man.
Ooh,
shit. You know what I mean? So
man,
let's get it, man.
Look, that's
I
Fred.
appreciate y'all having me on.
That's Fred words of wisdom right there, man. I'm getting it out the mud so my kids can get out the bank, man. That's powerful. So tell the listeners where they can find you, man. All your social media handles, you know what I'm saying, platforms of reach.
Silent Heroes on Instagram. Silent Heroes on Instagram. SILENTHEROS. And Barbershop Conversations on YouTube. Hit me. I respond back. That's any way I can help, any way I can be an asset. Hit me. For sure.
Yeah. T9 Mello, tell the listeners where they can follow you at, man. Your social media handles.
I can find me at T_9 INE_, T_9 INE_. Follow the True City Sound page.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, just at Romello A. Smith. Follow RTK Podcast. Anybody, tell a friend.
Most definitely. You can find me, King Shabazz, KINGSHABAZZ 98 on Instagram, man. And like my brother Mello said, man, make sure y'all follow the RTK Podcast page, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in each and every week, man. We do this for y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.